Okay folks, welcome back to Affordable Kydex. Today I'm going to demonstrate how I make belt loops for my pancake style holsters. This is my jig. There's plenty of information on YouTube and other spots on the internet that you'll have no problems finding out information on how to make your own, so I'm not going to go into all that. But here's my jig. This is for an 1.5 inch belt loop. You can see how I'm using just a piece of scrap today for this demonstration, but we'll get our point across. Here in just a minute we're going to fade out and come back, and I'm going to show you how we cut these down on a table saw to make this edge right here, the width from here to here to be the same and from here to here to be the same. We use a table saw to do that. It does a great job. Once that's done, we'll come back and I'll show you how I rip them up into individual pieces on my bandsaw and drill some holes. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back now with the bandsaw. I highly recommend using some kind of a push stick so you don't get your fingers anywhere near the bandsaw blade. I have this saw set up with this fence on it right here. I never change it. This is the only thing I use this saw for. If I want to make any detailed cuts, I've got a scroll saw that I use to do that with. So this bandsaw is dedicated just for my belt loops. Let's see how this works. As always, perfect belt loops every time. You can see there's a little bit of fuzz on these from the bandsaw blade. I'm using a 15 tooth per inch, 1/8 inch bandsaw blade on a 10-inch bandsaw. And it does really good. I'll take this over here to my belt sander and knock that fuzz off, and you'll never know it was there. But before we do that, I like to drill my holes. The bandsaw made a nice square cut. My belt sander, when I sand it and I lay it down, I might move it just a little bit and change the angles on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in my jig and drill my holes where everything's still square before I go and chance messing anything up on the belt sander. Okay, before I drill this next hole, I would like to say that on my drill press, I set my belt up to run at the slowest speed. I find for me the slowest speed works best. Anything faster and it seems to just melt the kydex a little bit too much for my liking. So here we go with one more drill. Another perfect hole. And now I need to reset my jig to drill the other side. We'll be right back with you. Okay, jig's been reset up for this other side of the belt loop here. I'm not going to get into dimensions and all that, but once you do this for yourselves a few times and you know how wide your holes are separated every time, it's really, really simple. Take your time when you drill your holes and you'll have no problems. Now I know a lot of folks use a countersink to clean up their burrs, but all I use is this really big drill bit. Stick it in there and just give it a few twists and all the burrs are gone. Makes it look more professional. And when you go to rivet a holster, if you do this, the rivets, or excuse me, eyelets, generally will react better. Okay, we're right back from the belt sander. I hope you can see how smooth them edges turned out and how quickly this works. After this point here, I will do a little polishing just to finish them up so they shine the way everybody seems to like. But I hope this method right here in this tutorial helps everybody figure out a quicker way to make their clips. Thank you for watching Affordable Kydex. Until next time.